Welcome everybody to the about to call myself the Dear Brother Podcast. I was the Dear Brother Podcast. I did something, y'all. Changed it to the Christian Winners Podcast. Tonight I'm gonna talk about. In fact, this story goes right along with it. We're gonna get into it. Let me cut this music down so we can talk. Listen, Monday nights is the place we can talk, y'all. I don't think it's enough talking going on in this world. We don't talk enough. We fight a lot. We don't talk enough. But let me start there, y'all. Let me start there because I want to say this because it goes right along with the podcast tonight. Jump in whenever y'all want to. We on all platforms. You can talk, jump in whenever you want. Tonight, I'm going to talk about. I really want to talk about why we're afraid, y'all. I want to talk about why we're afraid to really make the moves we want to make in life. Like the question that's really on the table tonight, y'all, is what's holding you back? Like what's really holding you back in such a way where you're not moving the way you want to? Are you happy with your life? Let's get into this tonight. Are you happy with your life? Are you happy with how things are going? If not, why haven't you changed anything yet? That's really we want to get into that tonight, y'all. Like, are you living the life you want to live? Are you stuck certain places? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to use Peter for a backdrop tonight. Peter walking that water. You can too. We're going to talk about it. We're really going to get into this tonight because we have to talk about what's holding us back. We got to talk about why we're not stepping into the things we see. We all got a dream life, y'all. We all got a life we really want to live. Y'all in the chat already. Hey, Chloe, what's going on, girl? What's going on, Chloe? Thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming through tonight. So glad you're here. We live on Instagram, y'all. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, on both of my YouTube stations. We on everywhere tonight, right? But what's holding you back? What's your dream life? Right? What are some things now? I'm 45, so in my age range now, y'all, it's things like you start looking back and saying, yo, do I have some regrets? Did I not step out on some things I should have stepped out on? Right? And I'm gonna tell you, I think some of the worst thing you can do to yourself is live with regret. Right? You can live. What's up, Deloitte? Hit that like button in the YouTube, y'all. Let everybody know we got a good conversation going on now. But listen, y'all, like that's the topic tonight. Why aren't you walking on water, right? And we can talk tonight and really get into what it is, like why we're not walking on water. What's the water? We can liken it and say, oh well, Peter walked on water, actual water. But you know what water in our life is? Water is the impossible places. That's what water is. Water is the impossible places in our lives. Why aren't you walking on them? Jump in the chat, y'all. Let me know where you're from. Let me know you're here. Let me know where you're from and everything. And you can jump in at any time. We give advice to each other tonight. I'm not the only one. This is a room full of thinkers. This is our Monday night. Mondee. I added 3 E's. But what's the water in your life? Like the impossible situations. Like have you because what happens with many of us is we stay very, very safe, but not satisfied. We stay very safe, but not satisfied, y'all. Safe means it's cool. But you know what I'm learning is something inside of people. It's something inside of us that all want more. Right? It's something inside of us that we all really want more from life. And every now and then in life is something that really turns in your gut, in your spirit, right? It's something, and for some of us that are not spiritual, but your gut, I'm gonna use that, your gut. For you to understand, I'm talking about your spirit. I'm talking about the inner parts of us that's like yearning for more. And this is the thing: it's not more money, it's not more fame. I think there's a yearning to just be more influential and more free. I think that's one of the biggest things that's going on in life right now for people everywhere. Like it's not about fame. See, it was a season in our time where it was about getting famous and all that. I think there's some real people out here that don't want to get fame. They just want to be impactful. But what's stopping you? This is the thing. Every one of you were born. There's no person in this world that wasn't born with a purpose. If you didn't have a purpose, you wouldn't be here. right? I lost my daughter at 4 months old. Guess what? She had a purpose. She had 4 months, and in that 4 months, she had a purpose, or she wouldn't have came here, right? The biggest tragedy in life, right? The biggest tragedy in life is to never discover who you were meant to be or what's really in your heart. And this the thing, is not really guesswork, y'all. Jump in the chat, y'all, whenever you want. Jump in the chat. Let me know how you feeling. Let me know where you from tonight. Let me know how you feeling. Tonight, we're talking about walking on water, y'all. What is water? For some of y'all, jump in the chat. Let me know, what's water for you? What's your biggest dreams? Let's talk. See, because these are the conversations that many of us got to keep to ourselves, right? These are the things that it's 9 o'clock now, about 10, 30, 11 o'clock. Once the kids is down and you don't clean the dishes and you laying in that room trying to figure out what more do I want from life? What more do I want from life? Right? Because it comes a point, y'all. It comes a point, and you ain't got to get old to get here. You just got to get mature. There comes a point where you really realize there's more to life than just money, than just what you can have. Right? I worked in a senior care facility, and every day I was around people 60, 70, 80, a lot of them 90, a few of them are over 100 years old. And you know what they all told me without knowing each other? They all told me the same thing, because I would ask them, well, at 102 or 98 or 94, 87, many of them been married 50, 60, 70 years. I asked them, what really matters in life? You know what they said? The stuff didn't matter. All the stuff I thought I needed, all the stuff I thought I had to have, all the stuff I chased, they found out it didn't matter. It didn't matter. And I'm going to tell you, if we learn those lessons earlier in life, there may be somebody on here that's 70 years old. I don't know. Right? But at 45, the biggest lesson I'm trying to learn right now, what I don't need. Because you know what stops us from walking on? My God, I'm going to teach y'all tonight. I'm going to teach y'all. Jump in the chat whenever you want. Let's talk tonight, y'all. This is a talking show, right? It's not just for me to teach. Jump in. Share wisdom with the room, right? It's a community, our Monday night community. Share your thoughts in the room. But I'm going to tell you, what stops many of us from walking on the water of our life is, I can't say comfort, because many of us aren't comfortable. You're not comfortable where you want to be. It could be fear. That's an easy one to reach for, right? Self-doubt is a big one. There's a lot of reasons why we don't walk on the water. Well, somebody jump in the chat. What's the water for you? What's your biggest dreams, like your daydreams, your imagination? When you at work and you're like, man, I wish I could be doing this, right? Again, everybody has a purpose. What's my purpose? My purpose is, I can find my purpose most times by looking at the things in the world that I can't stand to see. Most of the things that you hate to see, you're called to change. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Most of the time, the thing you hate to see, you're called to change. I'm going to give y'all my big dream. My big dream is to be one of the most influential voices for the resurrection of fatherhood in the nation and in the world. That's my biggest dream, y'all. I'm going to share my dream. Look, I'm just a nobody sitting behind the computer trying to kick it with y'all. But that's my biggest dream, is to become one of the most influential voices on redemption of fathers and redeeming fathers to sons and sons to fathers. And trying to teach all men how to have the father's heart. Because I don't want to go into that right now, because I'll get off on a tangent, right? But I have a reason for that. That's another thing. If you got a big dream, you ought to have a reason, right? Because your reason, what's your water, right? That's my water. And guess what? I can walk on it. I don't need anybody's permission to walk on the waters of my dreams. The question is, do I have the guts? Let me see who's in the chat. Oh, man. Mentorship. Let me see. Mentorship for young black men is my dream. Especially through writing, music. Too many of us communicate our anger and anxiety improperly and in harmful ways. I want to be a part of fixing. Okay. So if that's your water, D. Lloyd, that's your water. This is the question. What you doing right now to walk on that water? Right? My water is going for dream and not holding up my end of the deal in marriage. That's heavy. That's heavy. Let me read that again to make sure we got it, y'all. Chat is wide open, y'all, everywhere. In fact, let me check on Instagram. I'm sorry, because I never see. I'm sorry, on Instagram. Hey, y'all, on Instagram. My bad, y'all. I got to switch screens to talk to y'all. Um, but my water is going for my dream and not holding up my end of the marriage, my end of the deal. Oh man. See, this is the thing. That's such a heavy topic. And look, we talking. This is the talk room. So listen, I'm not on a certain agenda. I'm on y'all agenda. I'm on a thinker's agenda tonight. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do I then carry my dream and still keep a healthy relationship. Anybody got advice? Jump in. Jump in. Let me know whether you got advice on that. Again, this is a community room. We all sharing right here. But I'm gonna tell you right now, number one of the biggest parts, y'all, one of the biggest parts, if you're a dreamer, one of the biggest parts of dreaming is to make sure that you're with somebody who believes in your dream, not just respects it, but believes in it. Because that's one of the only ways you can walk in your dream and keep a healthy relationship. It's one of the only ways you can. It's one of the only ways you can do it. To have a partner that believes in your dreams. If you're with somebody that doesn't believe in your dreams, you got a long road to climb. A long road to climb. See, because this is the thing. You have to consider more than love. I listen. Let me say this to you. Love is not enough. Love is not enough, especially if you're a dreamer. If you're a dreamer, you're trying to get somewhere in life. I promise you that love is not enough. You gotta get with somebody that likes you and loves your dream. Oh, God, dog. Y'all hear me? You got to get with somebody that likes you and loves your dream. Because if they love you, that's not enough. Because it's not easy to be a dreamer. It's not easy to be a dreamer. It's not easy to be with a dreamer. Dreamers, that's why sometimes most dreamers stay single, because not because it's a good thing to do, but because we don't know how to dream and be with people. Oh man. Always Rena. Yeah. Again, absolutely. Every Monday night, y'all. Every Monday night, Mondee. Jump in the chat. There's some dreamers out there. Right? Listen, relationship, you choose the wrong relationship. A bad relationship cannot crush your dream, but it can delay it. A bad relationship can absolutely delay your dream. Like, because listen, you can date somebody that keeps you from walking on water. What's water? Water is our biggest dreams. Water is our biggest imaginations. Water is the things you want to be, the things you desire to become. Right? And I'm not just talking about becoming something in the world. I'm not talking about becoming a lawyer or a doctor or nothing like that. I'm talking about becoming your greatest self. Because that's really your greatest dream. Your greatest dream is your greatest self, y'all. That's your greatest dream is your greatest self. It's not another thing. It's you. Y'all hear me? Your greatest dream is you. The greatest dream is seeing the best you. Because listen, the best you can become anything you want to become. I hope y'all hear me. Because I feel God. I feel God talking to me. Come on. Your greatest dream is becoming fully you. Your dream can't be becoming something. Because something is easy. Something is easy to acquire. The hardest thing in the world to acquire is you. The hardest thing in the world to acquire is yourself. Number one, because most time you got to take yourself back. That's why many of us can't walk on water, because we can't take ourselves back from the things that have shaken us. Right? Too many things have too many pieces of you. Too many of your years, too many things took pieces of you. And that's why a lot of you, especially in my generation, I think I'm Generation X. That's why many of us in my generation, you stopped dreaming because you gave too much of yourself away. You gave too much of yourself away in your life. You gave too much of yourself away. The question is, how do I get myself back? How do I recover myself? The only way to recover, God help me tonight. The only way to recover yourself is to get out in the water where other people are scared to go. Where other people who are holding you back, they can hold you back on the boat. They can't hold you back once you walk on water because they're scared to get out there. Y'all hear me? They scared to get out there. You want your life back, start walking on water. Christian, how do I get on it? Well, you got to get past some things. You hold on, y'all. What do I got to get past, Christian? I got to get past myself. Here I come, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to get past myself. I have to get past me, right? My inability, my. I got to get past unforgiveness. I got to get look, because that's another thing. You can't get where you got to go carrying a whole bunch of unforgiveness. You can't. You can't, because then it's just about success. You don't want your success to be escapism from life. You want success to be a part of a happy life. That's what you want. Why did Peter walk on water, y'all? Here's the answer. The answer to why was Peter able to walk on water. Peter wasn't. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna come to it. Peter didn't walk on water because he was better than the other disciples. No, he didn't walk on water because he was better than you. People who pursue their dreams, a lot of times we see people pursue their dreams and become successful, and we think that they are better than other people. No, no, no. They're not better than other people. You know what they did? They were willing to step into the impossible. And one of the first things you got to do to step into the impossible is get rid of your plans. Oh, Christian, come on. Yep. You got to get rid of your plans. You got to get rid of your plans, yo. You got to get rid of your, you know why? Because many of us, we plan our way out of God's will. Right? We plan our way out of God's will. Our plans, we are so glued to our plans that if it changes, like your heart is broken. You know how many things, y'all, that I held on to that I thought was going to be the thing to get me where I had to go, and it collapsed right before my eyes? You know why? Because we build our hopes on things that are only for the moment, right? There's some things that happen in moments of your life you're still carrying now. You're still just because a great moment happened 5 years ago doesn't mean that you should still carry the person or the situation now. There's some things in your life that are absolutely seasonal. And the reason you won't walk on water because you got the weight of everybody else on your back. Why did Peter walk on water, y'all? Here's the answer. He had responsibility. Okay? That word responsibility. We're going to break that word down. Responsibility. Y'all hear what I'm saying? He had the ability to respond. So the question is, what is stopping your ability to respond to an open door? Oh, we're going to be here every Monday night, y'all. What's stopping you? What's stopping your ability from responding to an open door? What's stopping your ability to respond when you're in a bad situation, a bad relationship, what's stopping you from responding to become your best self? Right? That was a call. That was an opportunity. Peter did not have to come on that water. Jesus wouldn't have been disappointed. But what he did was he gave somebody an opportunity to be greater than they've ever been in their life. And every one of you listening to me tonight, you will have the opportunity to be greater than you've ever been in your life. And the question will be, will you respond? Do you have response ability, the ability to respond to something that you've never seen before? Right? How open are you? You've been praying. You've been praying for things to happen in your life, right? But you know what? Prayer becomes such a comfortable place because sometimes for people, prayer can become a fantasy land. But if that thing ever gets in front of you, do you have responsibility, or will you think about what won't allow you to become it? Right? Do you have responsibility when you hear? Some people say, I never had a chance. You know how many chances we missed because we didn't have responsibility? What's stopping your response? What's stopping your response, y'all? I remember when let me see. D Lloyd, this is literally the message we got yesterday. Hey, bro, it's confirming for you, right? Right? It's confirming for you. This is the thing, y'all. Do you have the ability to respond? Are you responding? And if you're not responding, what's stopping you? Right? What part of your life? Let me ask y'all this. What part of your life have you stopped responding to because things got crazy? Right? Or things didn't move fast enough. I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest things that hurts us a lot, y'all, is patience. And I know for me, one of the biggest things is patience. It's like if I got a dream, I got something. Listen, I want that thing to happen right now, right? And the first thing I don't think nothing wrong with God when things not happening. It's like, what's wrong with me? What am I not doing? What am I not doing? Right? So then I start doing more. One of my biggest struggles in life has been feeling like I always had to perform. And if I wasn't performing and things weren't going good, I said to myself, you're not performing enough. After a while, a performance will wear you out. That's why I've burned out at least 3 times in my life. I've burned out at least 3 times in my life because I thought I always had to keep performing, whether it was for people, whether it was for ministry. I always had to keep performing. And did I do some good stuff while I was performing? Yeah. But you know what wasn't good the whole time? Me. Listen, y'all, just because you can produce a good product doesn't mean you are one. All right. This one I want to walk out my own lounge, y'all. Just because you can produce a good product doesn't mean you are a good product. That's where many of us are hurting. We can produce something good, but that doesn't mean we're okay. Have you been okay? Have you been okay as long as you? And you know one of the things that hurt us the most? Applause. Because when people start celebrating you in certain places, even if you know you don't belong there anymore, you'll stay in that place because you need the applause, because you love the fact that somebody's celebrating you, and all of us do. But this is the thing: don't let people applaud you in a place that you know is less than what you could be. Don't let people applaud you, celebrate you in a place, because if you listen to that applause long enough, you'll become small. When you got somewhere to go, don't let somebody celebrating you on a lower level become okay. Thank them and realize that this ain't where I'm supposed to be. There's a water walk in you. Oh, there's a water walk in you, right? So what made Peter walk out, y'all? I told y'all, responsibility, the ability to respond to a call, to something greater. Have you missed something greater because you couldn't respond? And what stopped you? Were you in the wrong relationship? Is that what stopped you? Right? Is it childhood issues that stop you from responsibility? What's stopping your ability to respond to a greater day? What's stopping you from responding when things aren't right? Some of us have become numb. We become numb, y'all. We become numb. We become numb to where we are. Right? Why? Because responsibility isn't a it's not a tool against you. You know, you hear, oh, I got a responsibility. It feels like work. But in all actuality, responsibility is not a burden or work. It's a tool to get you where you got to go. Can you respond? Because why, y'all? Every challenge you face in life is asking you one thing: how you gonna respond to this? That's it. See, listen, God is not trying to hurt you. God is trying to measure you for what you prayed for. Come on, y'all. God is trying to measure you for what you prayed for. Because when you pray a thing, sometimes we think God has ignored us. I felt like that. I felt like that before. Like, man, God ignored me. God, why you ignoring me? And I had no idea that sometimes I wasn't even ready for the thing I was praying for. And God knows that. So what does he do? He doesn't deny the prayer. He prepares you for the thing, but he's also preparing the thing for you. And that's what we can't stand, because all of us think we're ready. Oh, come on. All of us think we're ready, y'all. All of us think we're ready. And there's a whole lot of people that thought they was ready for marriage. Whole lot of people thought they was ready for marriage, y'all. Any of y'all out there in the chat, let me know if you thought you was ready for marriage before. Right? Right? All of us think we ready for something. Thought you was ready for marriage. Thought you was ready for this. Thought you was ready for that. And you jump into something that you weren't ready for. Why? Because you did. Some of us respond too quick. Right? So this is the question. You know, in the one, I say this often, and I want to say this. There's no point in getting to whatever the top is. First of all, I want to make this disclaimer. There's no such thing. Well, I'm not saying it's no such. The only top, the top is full self-awareness. That's the top. You want to, because everybody wants to be at the top. What's the top? The top is fully knowing yourself. We can't make it something else. The top is fully knowing yourself. The top is feeling no need to be in a rush. That's the top. What's the top? The top is fully knowing yourself. This is the thing. A lot of people make it to the top, the false top. The false top is fame, fortune, all these things. Nothing wrong with fame and fortune. But what I'm saying is, if I make it all the way to the top, fame and fortune, and I got blood on the bottom of my shoes because I done stepped on my family, I done stepped on relationships, I done stepped on people I needed, I done burned bridges and broke barriers, and I'm at the top now. The problem is I'm at the top, I'm alone, and I hurt everybody to get there. You're not at the top. You failed. You failed. What time is it? 9:30? All right, y'all. I'll be on here for 45 minutes tonight. Look, this Christian's useless advice, y'all. Christian's useless advice. If you need advice before the end of the show, throw your question in the chat, and I will answer it before I end the show. All right? Throw it right in the chat. I don't care what advice it is, family, relationship. If it's dads out there trying to figure it out, if it's people out there trying to figure out relationship, people out there trying to figure out your next move. Look, I want to make this move, Christian. I'm scared. Some of y'all, look, I hear you tonight, Christian. I want to walk on water, but how do I make this move? Throw it in the chat right now. In the last 15 minutes of the show, the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm going to use for Christian's useless advice. All right, so jump right in there. Jump right on it. All right. So again, what's holding us? What's holding us? See, when Peter stepped out the boat, number one, when Peter stepped out the boat, there were 11 other dudes on there. I want y'all to see this. There were 11 other dudes on the boat. Y'all hear me? 11 other dudes. 11 other dudes on the boat means that he had to leave people who were his friends. He had to leave people that were his friends, y'all. That's major. That's a major piece. I got to leave people that I know. I got to leave people I done came up with. Yeah, there's no way that you're going to walk on the waters of your life and not leave familiar people. And when I say familiar people, I'm not talking about negative familiar. I'm talking about people that you felt safe around, people that always had your back. I'm talking about people that did stuff for you, people you thought that you were going to be around and work with the rest of your life. The first thing you got to do if you ever going to water walk is leave people you love, people you cherish, people that you thought you would never have to be without. Oh, man. I'm telling you, you're going to have to leave people, right? Because a lot of times that's what stops your ability to respond to a great door. It stops your ability to respond. That's what's stopping your ability. The people around you. Every time you go to make a move, you look around you and say, "Oh, but what about such and such? And what about such and such? And what they going to do without me? They're going to live. And if you keep on worrying about them, you're going to die with your dream in your hand. Never walking out there on water. Water is an unfamiliar space. Right? Water is an unfamiliar space. What are the unfamiliar spaces in your life? Aren't you tired of living beneath them? Aren't you tired of just waking up every day, going to work, coming home, cooking a meal, cracking a bottle of wine, watching a movie, falling asleep, going to work, coming? You see, you know why? Because there's something else in you that you want to do. And this is not about quitting your job. This is not about that. This is finding what drives me. What drives me in this life? That's worth living for. When you find what drives you in this life, you'll always have something to live for. You'll always have a reason. And your reason can't be your kids. Christian, you messing up now because my kid is my reason. Okay. Let me tell you something. You are raising your child to leave. You aren't raising your child to stay. You're raising your child to find their reason for living. That's why your child can't be your reason for living, because you're raising your child to find their reason for living. Your reason for living is in you. And I don't know what my purpose is. Listen, you got to spend more time with yourself. I used to feel bad for people that say, I don't know what my purpose is. But really, you know what that tells me? That only tells me you haven't spent enough time with yourself. Now, I know some religious person going in here and say, oh no, you got to spend time with God. Well, go read the Bible. The Bible said, they said, Lord, where is the kingdom? Where is the kingdom? And Jesus told him, look around you at the table. That's the kingdom. The kingdom is in you. You. That's where churches fail. We taught you about God. We never taught you about God in you. We taught you that God in you meant speaking in tongues. No, God in you meant living a strong, undeniable purpose that threatens evil in society. Oh man. All right, y'all. I got 8 more minutes, and then I'll do some Christian Juice's advice. All right. So again, if you needed some advice, jump in. Let me check Instagram. If you need some advice, yo, jump in. All right, we got some author, entrepreneur. Yes, people can be a weight and a distraction. Absolutely. People can be a weight and a distraction to your life. Absolutely, they can. But this is the thing. People can be it. The question is, how long are we going to allow it? Right? Somebody put in the chat, I hear you. Just put in the chat, I hear you. Right? Put that in the chat, I hear you. The question is, how long are we going to allow it, y'all? How long are we going to allow it? How long? You know what? And I'm starting to think sometimes we allow certain things in our life so we can always have an excuse why we didn't move forward. How long are you going to allow it? How long? Because guess what? Nobody has a stranglehold on your life. Right? And there's some people that do try to get an emotional stranglehold on your life, but it's up to you. It's up to you to untie that knot. You got to untie that knot. You got to do it. Hey, let me take this break right quick, y'all. It's my own commercial break. Hey, go on my web. Not right now. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm redoing my website. I'm about to tell y'all this. But I do have these books on Amazon right now, y'all. Dear Brother, The Blueprint to Becoming the Man of My Own Dreams. Hey, get this for a brother, a friend. It's on Amazon right now. Dear Brother, The Blueprint to Becoming the Man of My Own Dreams. The Soul of Sarah. I wrote this book to women all the way back in 2012. After I eulogized my mother, I wrote this book called The Soul of Sarah for my sisters, all right? Y'all go check it out. I got another book for men called Home, Where Hurt Men Heal, all right? So go check these books out on Amazon. I'm working my website right now. It'll be up and you can order from there. All right. But go check out my books, y'all, on Amazon.com. Dear Brother, Becoming the Man of Your Own Dreams. The Blueprint to Becoming the Man of Your Own Dreams. Home, Where Hurt Men Heal. And for the ladies, The Soul of Sarah. Also, the book that's right behind me, if you're interested in this book. I wrote this book. I pastored for 25 years. And as I retired, I wrote this book, 1441. That's the age I started preaching. 41 is the age I got this revelation. I left church to serve God. So many religious people scared of the title. They told me I didn't love God. Really, the book is a story of my life and where I believe the church is going. All right. What's holding you up, y'all? Let's get in the chat. Let's spend the last 10 minutes talking a little bit, y'all. All right. Let's spend the last 10. What kind of stuff have you seen in your life, y'all, hold you up from water walking? What kind of things in your life have held you up from becoming fully the person you want to be? What kind of stuff have y'all seen? What kind of stuff have y'all seen? Thank you, Dreammaker. My man Dreammaker is on live on Instagram. God bless you, my brother. Thank you, brother. He said, for those of y'all that can't see the Instagram stream, he said the book Home is fire. Thank you, brother. I appreciate all y'all men on Instagram. Go check out my man BLP, the Dream Maker. He's amazing in teaching great stuff for men and fathers. Y'all go check him out. He does events every weekend in the city of Philadelphia. Y'all go check him out. All right. All right, everybody. Listen, my night is done. It's 9:35. Why did Peter walk on water? He had responsibility. Responsibility. And guess what? I need you all out there to start developing responsibility. Again, Christian, how do I respond? How do I get this responsibility you're talking about? Guess what I had to do? I got to be willing to leave the people that I'm used to. I got to be willing to follow God's voice wherever it sends me. Sometimes God's voice will send you somewhere that's unbelievable. You can't believe where he's sending you. It doesn't make any sense to you. It's unbelievable. It's something you never done, not something you never thought you would be doing. Right? This is where the scripture comes in, the prayers that the Lord will give you dreams and imaginations, the things beyond your prayers, beyond the things you've hoped for. I'm going to tell you, y'all, it's way big. It's way big. But you got to be willing to walk on water to do it. And you got to be willing to confront the things that stop you from having what? Responsibility. Responsibility, y'all. You got to confront it. You got to confront it, y'all. You got to confront it. Let me close with this. Let me close with this tonight. Let me see where we want to go. These are the questions I'll leave you with tonight, y'all. Where are you sitting when God wants you to step out? Where have you gotten comfortable in places that God wants you to make a move in life? What excuses do you keep on using for not water walking? And again, for some of us, it's just coming on when I'm talking about water walking. I'm talking about stepping out on your water walking is your greatest dreams, your greatest imaginations. And what excuses have you used not to become your greatest self? Like, what's got you bound? What's got you stuck? What's got you scared? Why did Peter walk on? Why are you not responding? That's the question, y'all. Why are you not responding? Who's in your life? Look around your life. A lot of I got to speak to some people that are caught in religion. A lot of you are rebuking the devil when it's really your boyfriend, your husband, your cousin, your dad, your pastor, your best friend. A lot of times there's a lot of people very close to us that are keeping us safe from where we should be going. I'm not willing to stay safe. I'm not willing to stay safe if there's something that I can become. And this is the thing. Don't be afraid to become the things that are on your mind. Who you think put them there? God put them there. God put those dreams right there in your mind. So now I'm going to pursue what? My God dreams. Well, Christian, how do I know it's a God dream? Who does it impact? That's the question you got to ask. Who does it impact? If it impacts people to change their life, it's a God dream. It's a God dream. That's God's greatest thing, to impact people, to raise them up, to get people to their greatest self. If what's on your heart gets people to their greatest self, then you go ahead and pursue it. You pursue it. And if you're scared to pursue it, then pursue why you're scared to do it. Oh, I don't have no money. Come on, man. Money is attractive to what you do. I've sat back many a day and said, if I had money, all right, so what can you do without money? What water walking can you do without money? Because when it comes down to water walking, it ain't got nothing to do with money anyway. You can't buy the experience of walking in your dream life. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. I don't care how much money you got. Money will never allow you to live in your dream land. You know what? I saw Will Smith one time in an interview, y'all. I saw Will Smith in an interview. He said, once you get so much money, you hit a point where you don't even, like, you're lost. You don't even know what to do anymore. You know why? That's why the scriptures say the love of money is what? The root of all evil. Not money. Some people mix that up. They say money is the root of all evil. No, the love of money is the root of all evil. Why? Because you'll spend your life pursuing it, going in this cloud of money, all to figure out, now I got all this money, but I have no life purpose. Because money will never be your purpose. Money allows you to fulfill your purpose. You can't wait for money. What's in your heart? What's in your heart, my friends? What's in your heart? What's in your heart? What burns in you? What burns in you? I told you what burns in me. What burns in me is to be the voice to resurrect the heart of a father and to put fathers back with sons and sons back with fathers. Whether it's natural fathers and sons or any, I'm going to raise up a nation of fathers so nobody has to walk around without one. That's my goal. In fact, y'all brothers out there listening, I do it every Sunday morning, 8 to 9:15. Go check my Facebook page for the flyer. Let me see if I can put it up now. I might be able to put it up now, y'all. If I can, I will. Let me see. I'm going to try. Let me see if I can do it, y'all. Brothers, I'm raising up a nation of fathers for sons everywhere. The world is hurting because it don't have no fathers, y'all. I'm looking for the flyer right now. 8 to 9:15 every Sunday morning. Master Built Sundays for men. There it is right there. Master Built Sundays, 8 to 9:15 every Sunday, y'all. This is an old flyer. We started July 20th, 5356 True Avenue in Philadelphia. Don't worry, the brothers and people out there that's not from Philadelphia, don't worry. For you brothers that want to have a chapter of this in your country, in your state, in your community, at your church, don't worry. You'll see me put it out there. But 8:15, if you're not from Philly and you want to be a part of this, email me, Christian@ChristianWinners.com. Christian@ChristianWinners.com. You can have a chapter of this in your community. Let me know. We'll meet up. We'll get it popping. We'll meet up and get it going, y'all. All right? Because there's people out there that really want to walk, y'all. You want to walk in your dream. And I want you to walk in your dream. But there's some steps you got to take. Right? Who will you trust? Some of us have been taught not to trust nobody. Nobody. You can't walk on water unless you trust people. So what did Peter trust? He trusted that voice that's calling him. And that's a good place to end the show tonight. Do you trust the voice that's calling you? If you trust the voice, it don't matter where it's calling you to. If you trust the voice, it don't matter where it's calling you to. God has taken me some crazy places. My scariest mission, I was in northern India. And we got an invitation to go preach into a leprosy colony. I was so scared in my heart. Right? And I was with some other pastors and leaders. And the leader said, look, the guy who's leading us in India, he said, we're going to go to this leprosy colony and we're going to go teach. And all the other pastors said, I ain't going. I heard him whispering, I ain't going to no leprosy colony. But you know what I believed in that moment? I didn't believe that God brought me all the way from Pennsylvania to northern India to be scared. So I walked in that leprosy colony and I'm watching people worship the Lord, missing limbs, babies, no arms. And I watched the chief of the village, the village, the leprosy colony. He had a bass drum and he had just up this much of his arm. All this was gone. And he was beating the drum with the top side of his arm. And they were singing and bouncing up and down on the ground, missing kids and everybody missing limbs. And I had never seen worship like that in my life. I had never seen worship like, and then I said, who am I to be afraid to be amongst such beautiful people? And I went in there, I preached to people in the leprosy colony and then went and prayed for them. I had no fear in that moment. Why? Because I believed in that moment that God had called me. And when God, my God, when God called you, when God himself calls you into something, you follow his voice wherever it takes you. You follow his voice. My life has been a journey because I just followed the voice of God. And sometimes it was unbelievable. God took me into a place where I have nothing. I went from a 6-bedroom house to living in a borrowed car in 2022. You know what? One night I sat back. I'm in that car and it's my first night homeless, and I'm sleeping in the hospital parking lot in the car, and I sit back, and nothing in me was angry. I sat back and I looked out that front mirror just like I was looking at God in the sky, and I said, "All right, God, well, I guess we're gonna be on an adventure like we always been since I was 14. I guess we're on an adventure." And I went on an adventure with God. And God showed me so much while I was homeless, while I had nothing, while I had a half a bottle of water, right? A little change in my pocket. And I said, God, I asked God one night laying there, I said, why did I lose everything like that? He said, so you could find you. Because my life was what everybody else needed. It was what everybody else wanted. By the time I was 16, I had grown people asking me for counseling. I never knew who I was. You don't know who you are if you start doing ministry stuff that early or anything that early. I was just a baby, 14. And I didn't find myself until I was about 43. I mean, I had an amazing life, but my life was for everybody else. And the question is, was it amazing? Yeah, but guess what? It wasn't as amazing as it could have been if I had a hold of myself. So what's walking on water, y'all? Walking on water ain't being a millionaire. Walking on water is walking fully into who you are. Hey, man, I love you. Yesterday was history, and tomorrow's a mystery. All you got is right now. Be confident in walking it every day. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Every Monday night, y'all, we here 9 o'clock. And I'm going to jump on like I did and just share my heart, share my thoughts with all y'all. Make sure you share it. You know, not for my sake. Share it because if you thought this was good, share it. If you don't think it was good, keep it. But if it was some people you know out there who need to get the guts to walk out there on water, the waters of their life, share it with them. Hey, I'm going to end the show this way like I do and I've done all around the world. No fear, no shame, no compromise. Never be afraid to be you because you is awesome. I love you, y'all. I see you Monday night. Peace. And I'm out.